This is a code enforcement hearing for the City of North Miami. Today is April 1st, 2015, and if you are here, you are supposed to be here. It's not April Fool's. You're supposed to be here. You're in the right place. My name is Beatrice Cazo, and I am the Special Magistrate for the City of North Miami. The purpose of this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists at your property, as observed and cited by a code enforcement officer of this city. If the city is not able to prove its case, then I will dismiss the case and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded, therefore all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all testimony is clearly audible on the recording device. When your case is called, the property owner, agent for the property owner, and any witness that you may have should come forward to the podium on the left side of the room. When asked, please speak directly into the microphone and say aloud your name, your business or mailing address, and your relationship to the property. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property owner, then you must present a notarized power of attorney affidavit in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked for the record if you are aware of and understand the violation that is being heard today. And do you understand what is required to resolve the violation? Please answer accordingly. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner or violator will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf, to bring forward witnesses to testify, to present evidence and photographs, and to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a finding of fact on the case. If I find that a violation of city codes exists or existed at your property, then depending on the case type, I will set an abatement date for the violation to be resolved. Or, for repeat violations, I will impose a daily fine amount. For new, non-repeat cases, my order will include an abatement date by which you must resolve the violation, and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing date should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement action at this time, I will table this case proceeding to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact and/or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order on the case to the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of the administrative order to be appealed. In accordance with Florida statutes, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by the special magistrate with respect to any matter considered at these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record of the proceeding. This record includes the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the appellant, and it is recommended that persons who plan to appeal their case should provide their own court reporter at this proceeding. Pursuant to city codes, if the City of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. Now, those of you who are here who will be testifying, please stand up and raise your right hand so I can administer the oath. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give in these proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, say aloud, I do. Please remain standing for the oath of allegiance. For the pledge, I'm sorry. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Ms. Diaz, if you can please announce if there are any additions, corrections, and/or deletions to the hearing agenda, please.
Yes, item number 1, CEMIS 2015-00001, complied. Item number 2, CERCV 2015-00019, complied. Item number 4, CEPFY 2015-00041, complied. Item number 5, CEEXP 2015-00082, complied. Item number 6, CEMHO 2014-00005, complied. Item number 7, CEMHS 2014-00023, complied. Item number 10, CEBCM 2015-00000, CEEXP 2015-00033 was postponed 1 month. Item number 11, CEPFY 2014-00222, complied. Item 14, CENUS 2014-00071, complied. Item 16, CEBNP 2015-00012 was postponed 1 month. Item 17, CEEXP 2015-00035, complied. Item 18, CEFAW 2015-00017, complied. Item 20, CEEXP 2014-00204 was postponed 1 month. Item 21, CERCV 2015-00021, postponed 1 month. Item 22, CEFAW 2014-00104, complied. Item 25, CEPFY 2014-00266, complied. Item 28, CEMIS 2015-00006, complied. Item 31, CEIVY 2015-00021, complied. Item 34, CEBLR 2015-00006, complied. Item 35, CEEXP 2015-00039, complied. Item 36, CEEXP 2014-00271, complied. Item 40, CEEXP 2015-00031, complied. Item 41, CEJNK 2015-00048, complied. Item 42, CEODS 2014-00210, complied. Item 46, CEWRA 2015-00014, complied. Item 47, CEMHO 2015-00005 is off calendar. Item 49, CEPFY 2015-00035 has complied. Item 51, CEFAW 2014-00092, complied. Item 53, CEBNP 2015-00020, complied. Item 54, CEMIS 2015-00010, complied. Item 59, CEBNP 2015-00006, complied. Item 60, CEODS 2014-00196 was changed to the morning agenda. Item 61, CEJNK 2015-00007, complied. Item 63, CEEXP 2014-00319, complied. Item 64, CEWWC 2014-00003, complied. Item 66, CEODS 2015-00003, complied. Item 68, CEFAW 2015-00030, complied. Item 69, CEEXP 2015-00088 was postponed 1 month. Item 73, CEBPR 2015-00007, complied, and those are all the amendments and deletions to the agenda.
All right, if we're ready, you may call the first case.
The first case is going to be item number 10 on the agenda, Cesar E. Jimenez. Edmund Fitzell is the officer, and the case number is CEBCM 2015-00001.
I know that we have one of our attorneys here. Did they sign in? Can you call the case afterwards? Can you come forward and tell which case you're in? And I believe there's another attorney in the back. Okay. Good evening, sir. What is your full name and your relationship to the property, please?
My name is David Jimenez,
Okay,
and this is Cesar Jimenez, my father. He's the owner, and I'm his son.
great. Hello. All right, let's give Mr. Fitzell an opportunity to present his case, and then I'll give you an opportunity to reply.
Edmund Fitzell, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This property was originally cited back on February 25th under 29-5-601 for correct mooring of boats. Property was posted with notice to appear on March 19th. It was mailed notice to appear on March 25th. Registered letter, registered green card was received. As of today, the boats are still moored improperly on the property.
You have any photographs?
Yes, we have photographs.
Sir, is that a picture of your boat?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Does that conclude your testimony?
That's it. I spoke to both parents, the owner of the property, and they were trying to find a spot for the other boat. And as of today, the boat still remains parked perpendicular.
Sir?
Yes, I wanted to see if there was something that it could be done, because I think I have a unique a unique situation where I'm at the end of the canal, where there's nobody going through. I'm not blocking anybody. There is no complaint. There has not been any complaint. I lived in that property since 1991, and
You've always owned two boats?
correct. Yes.
3 at times,
Yeah?
double mooring. This was originated as a complaint. It wasn't found by me.
I understand.
Okay.
I just wanted to see if, since I do have this unique situation where I'm on the end of the canal and I'm not bothering anybody, and it's not really in the middle of anything, that maybe it could stay that way. With all my years that I've been in Keystone, there's many, many, many other places in Keystone that I see every single day when I go out on my boat, that they are situated perpendicular also. I don't know if these are the ones you can see from the road, as in my case, you can see it from the road. But since there's other people in Keystone that have the same situation and they have the same boat with the same hydro lift, and not talking about jet skis, or not talking about 12 footers, I'm talking about 20, 23, 25 footers. They are docked perpendicularly to the dock. That maybe mine, since I'm not bothering anybody and there has not been any complaint besides, of course, that I'm breaking the law, that maybe it would be something for me that I don't have to move the boat.
Your Honor, if I may, sir, I certainly sympathize and understand your
Thank you.
predicament. However, if we make an exception for you, someone else is going to say, well, I'm in a different situation. Can
But-
you make an exception for me?
But that's the
You're-
case.
Yeah, but your argument in terms of, well, there are other people who are also in violation, you know, that's like you're driving your car, right? You're speeding, and then there's 2 cars speeding past you, and the police officer happens to stop you, and you say, yeah, but look at those cars that are speeding as well. Well, you were going slower, so they give you the ticket. I mean, that's really not a viable excuse, right? So the fact that others are doing it as well doesn't necessarily mean that you're excused from doing it. It just means that we have to, of course, enforce the law as evenly as possible, but not everyone gets a violation at a particular time, and I'm sure those other people may have gone through the system or will be going through the system as well.
Okay.
Okay.
My main thing here was an excuse for what I'd done. what I've done. My main thing was the fact that I do live at the end of the canal where I'm not bothering anybody, and that's how I started my
Yeah,
you know,
no,
my
I understand,
conversation.
but, you know,
I just added
can't.
the fact that other people have it because I see that, but doesn't necessarily mean that's my case. And this is not my case. My case is the fact that I'm on the end of the canal where I don't. This boat is not attached to the city seawall in any way. As a matter of fact, it's like 5 feet away from it, and I'm not bothering anybody. And this is, if I have to move it, I will move it. But I wanted to come and see if there was something we could do about that unique situation.
Correct. Again, so the officer did state that there was a complaint. So, you know, the fact that someone has complained indicates that there, you know, obviously it's an issue and it is a violation of our code. And so we really can't make those types of exceptions because then we're going to be creating an exception rather than the rule. So I apologize to you for the inconvenience, but we really have to enforce our code as evenly as possible.
And
So
how
on
long
that
will you
basis-
need, how long will you need to move it? And
I can do it tomorrow. No big deal. Moving it for me. I just
Okay.
wanted to
I do have to file.
come
I'm
here
sorry.
and actually state my case about that unique fact in my case. And then maybe there was something I could do. I don't have a problem moving it. I can move it to put it back the way it was before, which is one boat in front of the other. It was like that before.
Okay, so
and-
based on the fact that he says he's able to move it and he can do it as early as tomorrow, I'm not gonna rule, I'm not going to adjudicate it and give him an opportunity, table it, reset it, and so that he can remove it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for coming.
The next case on the agenda is item number 23, Ghislaine DeLewis. Vita Lynn Christie is the officer, case number CEMHO 2014-00080.
What number was that?
Item number 23.
23.
Good evening.
Hello,
Yeah,
how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
I'm actually here before you even begin to take testimony to ask for a postponement in behalf of Ms. DeLuise.
Okay,
Can you please state your name?
Oh, J.C.
for the
Duguay
record.
in behalf of Ms. DeLuise. I think last time she was here, she kind of misspoke, saying that the foreclosure matter may have been totally rectified. Attorney Ovid Val and Cyrus Bishop have taken over doing the foreclosure matter from the previous attorneys because of some conflict. And I'll be assisting her in this matter, hopefully to try to get some time so she can get the money for the roofing issue that's before you. So we don't really oppose the finding, we're just asking time.
okay. What did I do here?
And she has found several estimates. It seems like they need half the money up front and immediately. And with everything else going on, she can raise the money but needs some time.
Okay, because I'm seeing from the last hearing, I table it for today.
That would be
Um,
correct.
Okay, so I didn't make a finding on that one either. How long are you asking?
Ideally, we would ask for 90 days. I think last time you gave her, whomever only gave her 30 days. What we're asking is 90 days if it's possible.
All right, if I give you 90 days, I have to adjudicate.
All right, maybe if we could do less time. Why would take the court not to adjudicate? What time would you give us?
30 days.
You can do 30.
But they asking us, they asking me $5,000 to put a roof.
30 days would be fine.
All
We'll just
right.
have to figure it out.
Okay, 30 days.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
The next item on the agenda is item number 8, Carl Patrick. Ernst Baptiste is the officer, and the case number is CEEXP 2014-00314.
Good evening, sir. Please state your full name and your relationship to the property.
Okay, my name is Arthur Williams Jr. I am the estate holder for Justine Bennett Williams, who bought the property from Carl Patrick.
All right, do you need any documentation, attorney?
I'm sorry, you bought the property from,
Carl Patrick.
Maybe we can allow the officer to give us some background so we know exactly where the status of the property is in terms of, whether, was this a foreclosure or something, or?
No, actually, right now I've been going through loss mitigation through the mortgage and changing over the title. I got the notice. I believe it's the awning more so than the whole house, and then just through the process, it's just that I haven't had them funds to actually come in compliance with it. I'm asking for more time, perhaps 60 days.
Your Honor, if we can hear from the officer.
Sure.
Ernest Baptiste, City of North Miami Code Enforcement. I am willing to give him time. This is for it was an EXP to pressure clean or paint the awnings, and he's requesting more times. I don't have any issue with that. I will allow him 30 more days to comply.
Okay. So you said you just acquired this property?
No, actually, we've had the property, but my wife passed away 2 years ago.
Okay.
In that time, it took about 9 months to get the insurance money. So just paying the mortgage and the loss of her income as well as mine. I have a autistic son that I care for also. So I've been working overtime and things like that. It's one of the things that I haven't been able to get around to. When I first got the notice, I thought it would be something I could probably do myself with scrape. And when I tried it, it's nothing. I'm going to need somebody to actually do the work. And actually seeking funds would require me to have the paperwork in my name. It's all kinds of things. It's just a money issue at this point, I believe. To come
Officer
into
Baptiste,
compliance.
you want me to table it for 30 days?
Sure, yes.
All right, sir. I've tabled it for 30 days. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is item number 72, Tina Chung. Edmund Fitzell is the officer. The case number is CEBNP 2014-00103, item number 72.
Hello, please state your full name and your relationship to the property.
Hello, Ms. Gazelle. My name is Peter Chung, and we're the property owners. This is my wife, Tina.
Tina Chung.
Hello.
So we were in the process of getting an updated permit for an addition on our property. The last time we were here, you gave us, I think, 90 days to get everything together. We just received a request from our architect for a new survey, which we provided to them last week. The city had requested 7 different changes in the new plan, and we had to get the old plan sent over to the architect, which we did last week also, and he's in the process of making the changes. We have gone ahead and submitted the new plan as well as the new survey that was requested to the city to mark in structural last week. Zoning.
Let me give Mr. Fitzell an opportunity. Did you have an opportunity to review what they have, to see what they
Edmund
have?
Fitzell, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. The property was posted with notice to appear on March 19th, and notice to appear was mailed out on March 25th. This is correct. I've been working with them for several months with this, and I couldn't get anybody in the building department to get back with me today because they did submit new plans, and you have a new architect too? That's what it is, and I'm asking to give them some more time because the building department, I couldn't get in touch with anybody over there today to find out how far along the review and the zoning, where it's at, and zoning and structural, wherever it's at this time.
Okay. All
They
right.
did just give me a copy last week of the old plans that we just submitted to him for the new plan.
And I did see that
These are
signed
the
out.
old ones.
That
Wow.
was signed out just last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how long? Mr. Fitzell?
60 days.
All right. Okay. 60 days, guys. Get it moving.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a good evening.
The next item is item number 12,
Good night.
Theseus Jasmine. Shanna Saunders is the officer. The case number is CEBNP 2015-00005, item number 12.
Good evening. Please state your full name for the record.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Yes, I am Desai Jasmine on 805 Northwest 134th Street, North Miami, Florida, 33168. I am a house owner.
Okay, sir.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer, Division of the North Miami Police Department. This is a case that was originally cited on January 17th for a building without permit. I went back on February 11th. The permit has still not been submitted to the city. Went back again on the 25th. No application had been submitted to the city. March 10th, the wife came into the office and asked for an extension, stating that her husband was out of town. At this present time, he's back in town, but no permit has been submitted to the city at this time. I am seeing that it is a homesteaded property with no life safety issues, but I'll let the property owner explain why there's no permit submitted at this time.
Sir?
Yes. I do this job because my house is, before I paint it have a little scratch all over the place in the house. But I would like to make that looking good. I make a little stucco on it. I don't know if that is go. I have to have the permit with this one because this job is cost less than $600. I don't remove anything in the house. I don't do nothing. And when I was out of town, my wife called me and she told me what happened, and she came to City of North Miami. They said no problem. They said, okay, now that house stayed too long with their stucco. That house have to be painted. And they give her the paper, this permit, and choose the color to paint the house. Now the house painted now, no any problem with that. But I'm sorry if I make this little stucco without permit because I don't think that's going to cause too much problem with this time.
Did he say that it was taken care of?
Yes, it is.
Not necessarily. When he came in and more so submitted he submitted color samples saying that he was going to paint the house, not explaining that he stuccoed the house first. I had a conversation with Mr. Jasmine on the telephone, explained to him because he stuccoed the entire home, he needed a permit.
Do you have photographs?
Yes, I do.
Sir, is that a picture of your, or ma'am, is that a picture of your house? Can you speak into the microphone, please?
Speak up and
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, thank you.
This is a big job. Did you say you did this yourself?
Yes, I do it with my friend because I don't have the money to hire the contractor. This is a little job because, you know, when you paint and you leave this scratch, same like, I think that beginning same like in Hurricane Wilma. And when you put the paint on it, they paint different mark. But I'm trying to remove this mark out to make a better job. This is the reason why I did it.
All right. So what's the next step for him? Because he has already painted the walls.
He will still need to obtain an act of the fact permit for exterior stuccoing.
All right.
Oh, I got the permit.
What she's showing you is a paint permit. As I explained to Mr. Jasmine on the phone again, he came in, and as he's just stated, he explained to him that he was doing a small job. I was very apologetic on the telephone, and I told him I don't know what the conversation was. Maybe you explained to them that you were doing little patchwork, so they told you, no, you didn't need a permit. But as you see per the pictures, he stuccoed the exterior, the entire home. So at this time, to answer your question, what he needs to do is obtain a permit.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. When my wife came here, when she explained it exactly what's going on, They said, okay, this house already is stucco, they're looking for it. This is not big job. I'm talking with some lady here from, assistant manager, but I forgot to take her name. She explained to me, she said, okay, now if the job already done, what you have to do, and just paint the house, and let me know when this house painted, to send the officer over there to look at the house. That's what I have to do. But when I'm talking with you, you mostly talking about the permit. I should have the permit. But I know everything I did in the house. I make the roof, I have the permit. I make the window, I have the permit. Everything I do. But this one, I don't know if that is worthy, because I think for me that is not too big. This is less $600. I went to the Home Depot by the material. Me and my friend do it, but that's what we do. We know we move anything at the house at all, but I don't think if that causes a problem. I'm sorry if that causes a problem. Without, I don't know.
Sir, I believe what the officer is trying to explain to you is that you need a permit, not a paint permit, but a permit for the stucco. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand, but my wife came here yesterday, and she just asking for it, but they just focus for the painting permit I have.
Yeah.
So that job already did, but this is the problem, because mostly when I spoke with the assistant manager, we talk about, she said the stock will stay too long and the house, I have to paint it. When I'm really painted, just let them know. But when I came in here, they really told me I should have permit, except when you told me that.
Is he, and I think he's saying that he spoke to someone here and they told him that he could go ahead and paint the property, and
Yeah,
is that what?
that's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I came and then they told me, I explained to them what's going on about the house, and then they told me, go to Home Depot, they give me this permit.
Can I see the doc? Can you show it to the attorney?
Yes. And then by the pen, they give me the permit. And then when I
Did you show them a copy of the
Yes.
of the violation that you received?
Yes,
Yes.
we did.
I give them.
You did?
Yeah, they
Give
took
that
the
to
copy
her
yesterday.
as well. It would appear to me that they're getting mixed messages.
Yeah,
If she
so-
showed up here and with the copy of the violation that shows that she needs a permit for stucco, and the person who reviewed the violation told them to go ahead and get paint and just get a paint permit, then
What-
go ahead.
Based on a possible confusion, I'm recommending that we table this, and perhaps Officer Sanders can meet with them to help them, to walk them over there to find out exactly who's telling them what, and,
I can definitely do that.
okay. Thank you so much.
No problem. So we'll table it for 30 days. Thank you for coming. I will see you next month.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I come over here.
The next item on,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is item number 58, Pedro Mendoza. Shanna Sanders is the officer. The case number is CEB PR 2015-00017. Item number 58.
Good evening, sir. Please state your full name and your relationship to the property.
My name is Pedro Mendoza, owner of 13470 Northwest 16th Avenue.
Okay.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami, Code Compliance Officer, Division of the North Miami Police Department. As already stated, this is a case for a building without permits for a fence that was installed without first obtaining the permit. I first visited the property back in, I believe it's either January or February. I apologize, I don't have the actual date, but I was at the property back in January and February when I was still in that zone. Noted a fence that was being installed. Initially wrote a civil violation ticket for the permit. For not having the fence. He came into the office and explained to both myself and my supervisor, Commander Blanchard that he didn't need a permit for such work. So we proceeded to go ahead and push it forward for the special magistrate to hear it as he requested. As of today, no permit has been submitted to the city. I have had, again, contact with the property owner through him coming into the office, speaking with both myself and Blanchard, but I'll let the property owner explain why there is no permit submitted to the city at the time. Just for knowledge, it is a homesteaded property with no visible life safety issues that I can see. Proper notice has been given. As we see, the property owner is here, and I do have photos if you would like to see once he gives his testimony.
Show him the pictures. I want to see the photographs as well.
And before I pass them up, as I'm looking at the pictures, just for notation, I do see that it was originally cited back in February 9th to be exact, but I'll pass up the photos for the city attorney to see.
Sir, do the pictures depict your home? Is that your house?
My land, yes.
Okay, I've reviewed the photographs, sir. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, Ms. Sanders here is bringing forward a claim to my property that I require a building permit, and I said this many times to her and her supervisor, had some conversation as well, email communication with Mr. Steven Pisillo, which is the building inspector for the city, and I asked a simple question: what is the definition of a building permit? If I can get the attorney's definition from the Florida Building Code, which I believe we're using here. As far as I'm concerned, a building permit is required. A building is required to have a building permit established. May I have definition of a building, please?
Building?
Building.
Okay, you're seeing building as a structure. You're not seeing building as something that's being built?
I know that I'm being required for a building permit. So then a building, I should have a building. What is the definition of a building? What is the city's interpretation of a definition of a building? I asked the inspector as well. He gave me links to the Florida Building Code, and I have one here. Chapter 201, definition, building, any structure used or intended for supporting or sheltering any use of occupancy. Is that the same definition that the attorney has here?
I don't think I'm following you. Are you suggesting that a building permit is not a permit is not required? Is that what you're suggesting?
I believe a permit is required if I have a building. Hence the term building permit.
Okay, and you're basing this on, can you present case
the
law
Florida
or
building-
statutes
the Florida
to
Building
suggest,
Code?
hold on, sir.
Yes.
Can you present any documentation that supports your position that a building permit or permit is not required for the type of work, the specific type of work that you've done, i.e. installation of posts on your property?
My position is that the code enforcement officer is the one bringing forward the claim. So she has to bring the claim with evidence. And so far, her claim has just been a photo. My position is that I want a definition of the building before I can go ahead and proceed with the building permit. If I would apply under the definition of a building, then I most likely would get a building permit. Can I have for the record just definition of a building, please?
Officer, can you, for the record, cite the actual section that you're referring to?
I can look at I believe it's section 5-32.
And if I may, Chapter 5, which he's referring to, goes with a comprehensive plan, which falls under the Florida Building Code. So I believe the Florida Building Code would be superseding the municipal code. I'm sorry.
Yes, it is section 5-32 of our city ordinance. If you would like, you can, per the letter, it definitely says directly from our city ordinance what it states, and it directly states in description, it shall be unlawful to start any construction in the city without first obtaining a permit and paying for the required fee. Any person who commences any work on a building structure, electrical, gas, mechanical, and/or plumbing system before obtaining the building official's approval and or necessary permits shall be subject to a penalty of, and then it proceeds on. I can show you per verbatim as what it pulls from our city ordinance if you would like to see.
Okay, thank you.
That is
Can you
correct.
show it to him?
Exactly what it says. I'm not debating what the code says. I am simply questioning what definition of a building is. And so far, I have not gotten an answer from today or from the Building and Zoning Department from Mr. Steve Pizzio. After numerous attempts, I also requested a public record request from Ms. Shauna Sanders, active authority, of her issuing a code violation on my property, which is used for non-commercial purposes, which I believe the Florida Building Code and the Code of Ordinances is for commercial property, which has to do with public safety, public facilities. What say ye?
Okay, Your Honor, the code is very clear. It shall be unlawful to start any construction. The type of work that Mr. Mendoza put on his property is construction. That in and of itself is he's begging the question. I'm not clear on what your argument is, sir, but there is construction on your property and there is no permit for same. That's it. So you have to have a permit for the construction on your property.
I can agree with that if I apply under that code, which I am questioning. What exactly is a building permit? Why can I get a definition of the word building?
Did you apply for something? What do you mean if you applied under that code? What did you apply for?
If I fall under the code of a building permit.
Why am I confused? Can somebody clarify?
That's what I'm here for as well.
Your Honor, I'm not sure what he's arguing, but it's very clear that he has construction on his property, and therefore the code requires a permit.
May I have,
It's
please,
very simple.
May I have, please, the beginning of Chapter 5, which states the overview.
All right, I'm not going to do this. I really am not going to do this because I guess for the first time I'm quite confused.
I'm simply
as to what it
citing-
is that you're indicating.
Correct.
Based on, is this part of the property? This white picket fence here?
Can you
or-
lift it up some so I can see? Can I
Oh, I'm sorry.
approach?
I'll pass it back to you. Those were taken back in March 4th.
Yes, the entire white area is the entire fence that he installed.
Okay, so he installed this white picket fence around the property.
Yes, around the sides, rear end, I guess frontage of the property.
And
along
I
the
guess
sides and
when
rear.
you went back, when you went there back in February, the job had just started.
Yes, the
Okay.
pictures on February 9th is when he first installed it. And then the pictures that you see on March 4th, I believe,
It's a completed,
exactly.
okay.
I have a question, please. Is the city of North Miami working in accordance with the Florida Building Code?
And is that cement?
I'm
Miss,
not.
are you rushing to judgment?
Pass it right there.
Let it stay for the record, my question was not answered.
I would believe it is, but I'm not a building inspector, so I don't want it to go on record me saying what type of materials it is.
Okay.
If the property owner would like to state,
I
maybe
have
he
a-
knows.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I have communications here with the city of North Miami building inspector, Mr. Steve asking him numerous times, also public records request dated March 17th.
I understand you want to challenge the chapter, the statute.
I'm not challenging on a chapter, miss.
I believe that's what you're doing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to rule, and I think that if you were here from the beginning of my presentation, and I basically detailed what you can do, once I make a ruling, if you are not in agreement with my ruling, you have 30 days to file an appeal, and so I'm ready to make my ruling. Based on the
Motion to
evidence
adjourn.
presented, I find that there is a violation. I find the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. And, sir, you have 30 days to either apply for a permit or you can remove the fence. And if the violation is not rectified within 30 days, you will be fined $50 per day. Okay? Do you have any questions?
I do not agree with that, no.
No problem, sir. As I said, you can,
Understood, thank
you can basically file an appeal
Mhm.
with the circuit court within 30 days from the date of the execution of this order,
Mhm.
okay? And you'll receive everything in the mail, so just make sure you count the days. You have 30 days to file. Okay?
Is that all?
I don't know, sir. You're waiting. I'm not sure if
I'm
you have
waiting
a
on
question
you.
for me.
No,
but
I brought forth citations and evidence. It seems like it was ignored regarding a simple definition that I still have not gotten.
I understand, sir.
I can bring it forward as well because no one here brought it forward. And she said the Florida Building Code, we work with the Florida Building Code. Is that not correct? Am I mistaken in saying that? Is the Florida Building Code being also worked in accordance with the City of North Miami Building Department? It's either yes or a no. Where do you draw your authority? That's what I'm asking. I'm not challenging anything. I'm just asking for clarification.
I understand, and I've made my ruling, and I really want to be able to move forward to my next case.
Seems like
And
you
I
rushed
have
to
already,
judgment. Okay.
and I have
No problem.
informed you that you have the right, you absolutely have the right, if you disagree with this ruling, which you are, to file an appeal.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay? Thank you, sir.
The next item on the agenda is item number 39, Lawrence, Denmark. Edmund Fitzell is the officer. Case number CEPOD 2015-00003. Item number 39.
Good evening. Please state your full name for the record.
Joel M. Galkin, attorney for Lawrence J. Denmark,
Can you please spell your last name, sir?
Gaulkin. I'm an attorney.
Gaulj
Kin.
Kin. Got it. Good evening, sir.
Mr. Denmark is to my right.
Edmund Fitzell, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. Property 2300 Bayview Lane was originally sent a letter violation on February 7th. The property was posted with notice to appear on March 20th. Notice to appear was mailed out on March 19th. Property was originally cited under 29-5-1906 for the pod in the front yard. This is a homesteaded property. The gentleman did receive a pod permit about a month and a half ago. It expired, and as of today, the pod still remains in the front yard.
You have photographs to show
The pod permit is good for 30 days.
Okay. Do you have that? You want to show it to the attorney and pass it up?
Sir, did the pictures depict your client's pod
Yes, they
and
do.
home? Thank you.
I did inform the homeowner when he got his pod permit, if the work was not done in a timely manner, he needed to keep the pod. The building department would issue another 30-day permit But that's all the city issues, twice a year, 2 30-day permits for pods.
Response?
Sir. Yes.
My client is not liable based upon what was noticed for today. What was noticed for today was a violation. The notice to appear is dated March 17th, 2015, for the violation of the pod. My client obtained a permit. He signed the application on February 18th. It's countersigned in 2 places by the city of North Miami on February 19th and February 20th.
Correct?
Permit application is good for 30 consecutive days. Consequently, based on the notice of violation letter dated March 17th, was issued prematurely, because even based on the earliest date of execution, February 18th, 30 consecutive days would be March 20th. Now, my client does not wish to be contentious about this. The pod does remain, and he has obtained all documentation to obtain an additional period of time. The problem is this, though. I would like to state on the record that these permits are for the storage of household goods or construction materials. And my client has a permit for construction at his residence. And my client cannot control necessarily the pace at which these contractors work. And although 30 days, actually 30 days is reasonable for the storage of personal items, but it is not reasonable for the storage of construction items, particularly where these lots are relatively small, and there's nowhere for these construction materials to be stored in an orderly and safe manner, safe from theft and pilferage. I think the board needs to consider this when limiting these pods strictly for construction purposes to 30 days. In any event, my client is already in the process of obtaining another 30-day period of time for his pod. But after that 30 days, what do you do with the construction materials?
That's a good question.
This pod's been here well going on 6 months or more. I've had complaints from several neighbors on the block, and I spoke to the gentleman who worked this area before me. So this pod's been here for some time. And when I just met with the homeowner maybe 2 months ago, I helped him out to get the pod because, first of all, it's not in the setback. He didn't have enough room. So I helped him with the planning department to get this pod approved. I guess he's getting tile done throughout the house. But I knocked on the door as for today. There was no answer. But I have no problem if he's going to apply for another permit for another pod for another 30 days. But after that, I look forward to moving forward with it because it's been there for some time.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
When will you be applying for a new permit?
I assume it would be either, are you open on Good Friday?
We
Yes.
are open on Friday.
Well, then it will be this week.
Okay.
Correct? This week? This week.
Your Honor, I request that this be adjudicated, and if Mr. Denmark applies for the pod for before the next hearing, then we can remediate or resolve the issue. But because it's been an ongoing issue for over 6 months and there've been numerous complaints by the neighbors, we are requesting an adjudication at this time.
Response, Your Honor?
I'm sorry?
I'd like to respond to that.
Sure. But I know what your answer is going to be, but go ahead.
My answer might surprise you. The allegation of complaints by the neighbors is hearsay, completely inadmissible, and should not be considered by Your Honor in making your ruling. There's no one here to testify in person, subject to cross-examination, to complaints. That's number one. And number two, we're only here today on the March 17th notice. That's it. Nothing else. No matter how many months that pod was there, we're here today on the notice of the 17th, which was issued prematurely. I'm asking you not to adjudicate, but to allow my client 7 days to obtain no more than 7 business days to obtain another 30 days, and it will be abated.
Well, let me just address that notice issue. You're referring to the notice to appear, not the notice of violation. So there's two different notices.
Yes, the notice of I'm glad you pointed that out. The notice of violation is dated March 18th.
Right.
It was just attached the same date as the notice to appear.
When was he first noticed,
It was
officer?
in February. The letter he's referring to, I guess he got a copy from the file, which is put into the file from the clerks in the office that they download when they send out the notice to appear. But the original letter was mailed out on February. February 7th.
Give me a second.
Okay, and when was the application for the permit?
I don't know if we want to
he
go back
obtained
to
a-
February because I have the document here that's stating that from 219.
219 is when he obtained the permit.
Okay, so the violation was when? I'm sorry.
It was in February. I worked with them because they were denying it over to the building or planning department were denying it because of the setback regulations.
Okay.
And they finally approved.
Finally
the pod.
approved it on 219?
Yes, so he has
Okay.
30 days.
He has 30 days from 219 through about,
Since
if we
to
just
say
want
it's
to be
March 19th.
technical, we say March
Right.
18th.
So what
Okay.
happens when the clerks send out the notice to appear on March 18th, I guess in the file, they reprint a copy of the letter, that same date is on it. But the original date of this violation is February 7th.
Right. And at that point, he did not have a permit. So that's the point. And with respect to the argument about the long-standing pod being on the property, as you know, this is a code enforcement hearing. It's not civil court, so the rules are not quite as stringent as it would be in a court, in a civil court. So the court can certainly take the officer's testimony into consideration and can relax the rules for those purposes. So and again, for everyone here as well, we are concerned with compliance, and that's the main purpose of why we're here today, not to punish your client. But when there are some long-standing issues, then we really do have to adjudicate cases so that we can resolve those issues.
Well, adjudicate with the ability to abate?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
And I know that you indicated that he was able to get the extension within 7 days, and normally our hearing is in 30 days. So he'll have plenty of time, but I don't want him to wait at the last minute and have you show up here on day 29 and say, well, he didn't have a chance and he didn't get it. So I do find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. I will impose a daily fine amount of $25 with an abatement date of, where are my dates? I haven't given out any dates today. What is this, April? May 5th. So I'm sure it'll be done way before May 5th based on your presentation, correct?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
Mr.
much.
Galkin. Thank you. This is yours. Thank you, sir.
The next item on the agenda is item number 27, Mr. Jean Duval. Edmund Fitzell is the officer, and the case number is CEBNP 2014-00090.
And that's
Item number 27.
27. I need coffee for what you guys are putting me through tonight.
Oh, my goodness.
Hmm? Vanity? Mr. Duval,
Yes.
here you are again.
The lady probably sick today. He didn't show up. He's supposed to come over here to answer some question, but she's not here.
All right, let me hear what's going on. Let me hear from Mr. Fitzell, because he looks like he's tired of bringing you in here, too.
Ed Fitzell, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This case has been going on since July of last year. The plans, March 21st, the property was posted with notice to appear. On March 25th, the notice to appear was mailed out. As of today, there's nothing in the system with the building department since the last hearing. Anything from the architect, just that the plans were signed in on February 2nd, which was, you know, nothing has been done. There's nothing in the computer.
Nothing has been done in terms of,
With the building
because I
department.
know that with the building department?
The architect, the building department, she or he was supposed to submit more plans and said it would be done by this month.
Correct. She was here at the last hearing,
Correct.
correct? She showed up late, but
Yes.
she was here at the last meeting. This is a new architect that you've retained. And she didn't submit the paperwork?
She told me she's here and everything. Then she told me everything's approved because she's supposed to be here answer question. I don't see her. Maybe she have an accident.
Okay,
Because she
sir,
told me she was gonna be here.
bring this down so that we can make sure that you're being recorded, okay? Bring,
Oh, okay. She told me she was going to be here, but she probably have an accident.
now.
can somebody help?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she told me she was going to be here early, but I don't see her. Maybe she's having an accident. That's
All
what I
right, we
think.
don't hope, we're not gonna wish that on
Maybe
her.
I talked to
but-
her. She says everything's be approved.
She told you everything was approved?
Yes, she done plumbing.
That's not
experience,
correct,
this
right, Mr.
approved. That's
Fasel?
what he told me.
Not what I found in the computer today, and I was trying to get in
Did
touch
you
with the,
submit any of the plans from the last time we were here? Did you submit anything?
I don't see
what-
anything that was submitted.
Nothing was submitted.
It says plans were signed in, but I mean, there's nothing by the building, structural, electrical, nothing's been reviewed, there's nothing been done since the last.
Okay,
time we were here.
so what do you mean when you said the plans were
That's all I
signed?
see is a comment in the computer signed in. So I don't know if they were signed in from the previous time we were here, or, I don't-
Is there a date from that
February
statement?
2nd.
February 2nd, it was signed in. And that suggests to you what? That the plans were signed in?
that they were submitted, but there's nothing at all in 2 months' time showing
Yeah, but
that.
I can't, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Your Honor, I apologize. Could it be that the building department's reviewing the plan?
Right, because I
No, they're
can't,
not reviewing them for 2 months. So I don't know what's going on without his architect here, and I couldn't get in touch with anyone from the building department today.
yeah, but I don't want to put that on him if it's the city's delay, if it's a delay being caused by the city, by the
Okay,
building department, I cannot.
Here's the thing, I'm going to look at it here. The board's decision was on February 5th. These plans were signed in on February 2nd. So we gave them 2 months from February 5th. Nothing has been done since the last hearing. So those plans being signed in was before the last hearing.
See, I don't have my notes from the last hearing,
Yeah,
so
it
I
says
don't
here.
know whether or not she indicated that she submitted the plans and they're waiting, because I don't have my old notes. And it's not in the comments here, of course. So it's hard for me to make a ruling against Mr. Duval if the record is not clear. Because I do remember, I mean, I know Mr. Duval for, because he's been coming here for many, many, many months. And I know that the architect was present at the last meeting, except I cannot recall what her testimony was. And if your records are not clear,
My
I
records are
can't-
clear that it was said they were signed in on February 2nd. On February 5th, we tabled it to have everything together by this hearing tonight.
Yeah, but if it's not the, I guess maybe I'm not clear on it.
Everything was
If-
denied. Everything was denied from the building department. So as of today, there's nothing that's been approved.
Okay, so you didn't say that.
I said
What-
it the last previous times. They keep signing them in and signing them out. And I guess remember he said he hired a new architect that was going to help him get the plans approved. And as of today, there's nothing from the new architect that's been approved for the building department. So I don't know if she was in a car accident. We could push it back another 30, 60 days. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, if Mr. Duval's got I haven't had no contact from his architect or Mr. Duval since the last hearing. Not once till tonight. So
Well, he's indicating that his architect told him that it was approved.
there's nothing in
she's not
nothing in
here.
the permits that's anything's been approved, as of this afternoon.
What date is the denial?
The whole year, previous year, everything that was approved by his previous architect.
No, we know that. We know that he had a previous architect who really did a terrible, terrible job. And that's the reason why we tabled this case, to allow him to hire a new architect. So we know that he hired a new architect. We know that the architect was present at the hearing last time. And so what I want to be clear about before I make a ruling is that, are we indicating that this architect have not done anything? Because that's not really what
That's
I
what it seems.
remember.
If you'd like to give him another 30 days and have him go back to the building department again and check with them, because there's nothing in the computer for the building department approving or reviewing anything since the last hearing.
I'm still stuck on something was checked in.
Just says, that's all it says in the
Signed in.
computer. Plan signed in. That's all it says.
Okay, so if the plan is signed in,
Before the
then
last
there's
time
not,
when he was here.
I understand that. You're saying on February 2nd. It could very
Correct.
well be that at the hearing on February 5th, the architect said that I brought the plans in and I'm waiting for the city to do
I have no problem pushing
something.
it for
I'm
another
not
30 days to let him review. Him and his architect go back to the building department again.
That's what I'm comfortable doing, because I'm not going to say this man is responsible if I'm not clear on who's responsible to do what. Because to me, when it says that the plan is signed in, that says to me that the city has it in its possession. And so we're going to table it for 30 days. And sir, because you're not able to explain what's going on, you need to make sure that your architect is here.
Yeah, then
You
your
understand?
architect
And if
work.
she's not going to be here, make sure she contacts the officer,
All right,
okay?
okay. I do that. Because I'm pretty sure that one is work on it.
I'm sorry?
He work on it because he talked to me today. He told me everything's a proof.
I understand what she told you and
And I
what you're
signed
telling me,
paper.
but Mr. Fitzell is indicating that the record doesn't show that anything has been done other than the fact that it was signed in. And that's where we are. So I will see you back here again next month.
All right,
All right, sir. Thank you.
all right, thanks.
The next item on the agenda is item number 56, Octalise and Katis Ferdeling. Vitalin Christie is the officer, and the case number CEMHO 2014000078, item number 56.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Please state your full name and your relationship to the property.
My name is Octalise Fertilien. I'm getting my daughter food. He speak for me. They complain about my house, my property.
Okay, you know we have a translator. Do you need a translator so that you can understand the process, what's going on?
Yeah. my
Okay.
daughter.
All right, no,
Oh.
go ahead.
Bonsoir. Moi,
No,
c'est moi-même
let's
qui mets Kaya.
let's give the city and attorney. Let's give the officer an opportunity to present her case, and then I'll give you an opportunity to respond.
Vitalin Christie, Code Compliance, City of North Miami Police Department. This case was actually tabled at the last hearing when the young lady was here, and she said she would speak to her mom because of some program. As of today, I have noticed no changes at the property, and no one has made contact with me other than when I gave them the information that they needed to appear.
Okay. And just tell us exactly why we're here again, please.
The roof, they're obviously having a problem with the roof. It needs to be repaired.
Okay, do we have photographs?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Sorry, we're gonna have to present the case over again so that we're clear on why we're here.
Ma'am, are those pictures of your home?
Madam, how will be, no?
I didn't see them well.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, I remember.